All right, Len Nevin here with Elite Agent Systems. I want to cover today a couple of different things that we do as a team, and we train our team to do to find those leads that are in your system and kind of revive them, right? Bring them back to work, bring them back to life. How many times have you gotten a lead, you worked the lead, everything seemed like it was going okay, and then all of a sudden they went silent? And then it's been 2 weeks, it's been a month, it's been 3 months, and you're like, well, what do I do to get back to them? Now, you can manually do this, or you can use some automation, or you can use some additional tools. I'll show you the AI tool that we use to bring these leads back to life. Let's just be honest. It's your responsibility, right? These leads did not ghost you. They did not fall off a cliff. They did not disappear into thin air. You probably stopped following up with them. Now, maybe you did follow up with them and they did fall off the face of the earth. They did ghost you. But the reality is they didn't ghost you potentially, unless you're just really bad. They probably didn't ghost you because you're bad. They probably didn't ghost you because you irritated them. They probably ghosted you because they don't need your services right now. And maybe it's not just that they don't need your services right now, but maybe they don't realize they need your services right now. Maybe you're just saying, hey, you ready to buy? You ready to buy? You ready to buy? You ready to list? Ready to list? Ready to sell? Ready to sell? And that's all you're saying is, me, when's my check? When's my check? So the idea is, what does a buyer want? Well, a buyer only cares about one thing. They just want to look at houses. Their relationship with you is secondary to their relationship with the house that they want to buy. A seller doesn't care about you. They just want to know what their house is worth. What value are you adding, right? So there's a certain point to where you're like, look, I gotta change up what I'm doing. These leads are not responding. I've spent money on them. I've spent time on them. I'm going to show you here real quick what we train our team to do inside of Lofty to bring some of these leads back to life. So let's jump in. I need glasses because I'm getting old now. And we'll kind of show you. So the first thing you want to do is you want to jump in and go to your People tab. And so once you have your People tab, now for me, I have to hit My Leads. Let's clear these filters. And basically that's where you're going, is you're going to where it says right here, Filters. Now for me, I'm just going to double check and make sure that I'm only looking at my stuff because I've got access to everybody's. So there's that. Now, how do I find leads that have maybe gone silent for a while? Well, let's look through here. Here's all these great filters. And if you look, there's this one called Last Reply. Texted more than 90 days. Look at all these people. 64 people where it's been more than 64 days, right? So that's a filter. You can click on email, same thing. You can click on called. Another thing you could do, so clear this filter. So this is one I like to do because if you're using your segments properly, you don't even need to do this. You can just go into your segments and I'll go into and say, okay, here are my prospects, right? So these are my pipelines and then I've got my segments. So we'll just look at my prospect list. So these are prospects or active, prospects or active leads. Now I can go in here and say, okay, well, let's look at the ones that are just buyers. So lead type, I want the buyers. Cool. So here's my buyers and I can just sort by lead score. Now these ones are in here quite a bit, so I can do some stuff to try to, reconnect with them. But maybe these ones here, it's been a while. And so as I'm going through, if I'm looking at these, now I'm not going to open them up, otherwise Google or YouTube's eventually going to shut me down, but for showing personal information. But the idea is that all I have to do here, let me move that over, is I've got these people selected. I just have to go here and I can launch a smart plan. Now I have a smart plan that basically launches, I call it the boomerang plan, right? So I can add smart plan and I'm going to go to boomerang. So the boomerang buyer, right? So what it does is it unmutes the AI assistant and I have it set to send them homes. You're like, Len, that's amazing. How in the world do I set that up? So I can hit start, boom, now these people are going to start getting, let's start it. They'll start getting text messages from the AI inside of Lofty to kind of revive them, right? So how do you set that up? Boom, I'm glad you asked. Marketing. So all I do is go marketing, right here, smart plans. Now I'm doing this as a company smart plan for us because I want everybody on my team to be able to enjoy it. Add new, standard plan, nothing special. And this is where I had boomerang. So I'll just call it boomerang seller since, I already showed you, I already got the boomerang buyer one. So we'll do the boomerang seller one. Includes one of, and I just need to make sure it has seller on there. So this could be somebody who's, buyer, seller, blah, 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 but this is specific for that seller conversation. Now the trigger, I don't have to have a trigger on this one. I could, but here I'm just going to manually add these people. So I'm going to skip the trigger. I'm going to go to actions. And my first action when I do this is basically going to go AI assistant. And here's my options, right? These are my seller options. One, continue qualifying the lead, schedule an appointment with the lead, monitor the lead's behavior. Now, if I monitor the lead's behavior, that's really not doing me much good. It's just going to alert me, hey, this guy's looking at stuff. Schedule an appointment with the lead, that might be better for a seller one, or continue qualifying the leads, kind of do the same thing. That wouldn't probably what I would do on the seller one is continue to qualify the lead, save, boom, done. Look at that, super easy. Like, well, what is the buyer options one? All right, let's jump into there. Add new. So we'll just call it boomerang buyer, BRB, be right back. Includes one of, once again, company plan, buyer. The buyer options are way better. So if you're trying to trigger and, as I say, sick the AI on that potential buyer, the one I personally think has gotten the best action. So here's the option: continue qualifying the lead, schedule an appointment with the lead, help lead with listing suggestions, schedule showings with the lead. That's a new one. It says when a lead does not have specific property recorded, the AI assistant will instead continue to monitor leads. So that's obviously, you've got a fail safe there. This is the one I do: help lead with listing suggestions. And it'll send like shortened URLs. It'll just keep sending, hey, here's a property our team's really excited about. That one gets me more responses than almost any other of my automated campaigns. I had this in my other CRMs, Brivity and with KB Core. I had this whole buyer revival campaign built out. That one's way better because it's actually sending properties. And so it's actually taking the search that you have set up for them, and so it's sending them. It's like, all right, so it's sending all the properties in Phoenix, it's sending all the condos. It's sending based off of the search that you have. So it's a lot smarter than just going, hey, are you still looking to buy a house? So if you have questions on how to set this up, while you're here also, before I keep going, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're finding any value in this. Ring that bell for notifications. Feel free to reach out to us with any questions. I don't know if you're using Lofty. Lofty for us is been a game changer for our team's business. What I can tell you also, what Lofty is done for us is it's been from a team perspective. So you team leaders out there, if you're watching this and you're looking at it going, well, what should I do? It's been a major, cost savings piece for us as well. It's very economical, especially with the package that Real Broker has put together for us. There's shameless plug, right, for Real Broker. The cost structure is phenomenal for our team. Our costs for CRM have been cut in a third compared to what we were with KB Core, Brivity, other systems. So, but that's thanks to Real Broker. I can't, that's not a Lofty thing per se. It's definitely a Real Broker thing. So if you want to know a little bit more about that structure, feel free to reach out. Click the, comment below. Make sure, like I said, subscribe, ring the bell for more notifications on little tidbits, things like this. Be happy to answer those questions for you. Any questions you have Lofty related, lead gen related, how we're taking our Facebook leads and our Google leads and we're funneling them into the system and having AI jump in and, convert a lot of our leads. I mean, the more I use it, the less I actually interact with the lead at first. I mean, I have some leads where I'm like, no, there's no way. I have to be the one who, reaches out. And other lead sources, it's just let the AI do it. So it is dependent on the lead source, but there's times where it's just like, look, I just look and go, oh, cool, I have an appointment, sweet. So reach out with any questions. Happy to help. Catch you next time.